Jake! You're the smartest dog I know.
I love you.
Thanks, bro. No, wait.
The moment Finn and Jake choose each other, across lifetimes and beyond death, is something we all remember. It is a scene that hurt and comforted us at the same time, because it speaks to a question many of us carry quietly. Adventure Time shows souls moving through places beyond life. They rise, they return, and sometimes they start again. And watching Finn and Jake reunite makes that contrast feel even more important, because their bond defies what the afterlife seems designed to do. And somewhere inside all of that is a question: what happens to us after we die? When Finn enters the afterlife in Together Again, he does not meet death first. He arrives the way he approaches most things in his life, by moving forward before he understands the rules. He skips the line entirely and ends up face to face with Mr. Fox, who manages the souls waiting to be processed. Finn briefly ignores him to do his emergency clapping signal. The signal Jake suggested in James Baxter the Horse as a way to find each other in the 9th dead world. But then, Mr. Fox breaks the bad news.
That's not gonna work. Jake's not here.
Anyways, this is a small detail but an important one. Mr. Fox, not Death, is the one who greets Finn.
Finn, my man. Congrats on dying.
Mr. Fox?
Which not only quietly hints at Mr. Fox's own future role, but hints at the deeper structure of the afterlife. There are roles, responsibilities, and layers that exist long before death ever appears on screen. Death oversees his part of the system, but he does not watch every step. He only receives souls after the system itself has already placed them. When Finn eventually reaches New Death, it becomes clear that the job can be passed and has always been larger than the person holding it. Death guides souls to the destinations assigned to them, but he does not decide those destinations. The show hints at an older order shaping the process, although it never explains where it comes from while death looks after it. Adventure Time never portrays the afterlife as a place governed by a single mind. It behaves like a structure that continues its work no matter who stands at the center of it. Souls arrive in different dead worlds after death for reasons unrelated to morality or reward, and they are sorted according to systems set in place.
So y'all are eating each other.
The first thing the afterlife in Oo teaches us is that a soul is not in control at the beginning. The system moves it before it has any sense of direction. I could be wrong about how it works, but here's what I think about it. The dead worlds are part of that system, each one a stage a soul passes through after death. Adventure Time names several of these realms. The first dead world, the 9th, the 30th, even the 50th. The variety alone tells us there is no single destination. Souls arrive where they do because something within them aligns with that place. Basically like a purgatory. It arrives at the level that reflects the emotional weight it still carries. Fear, regret, unfinished intentions, past offenses or attachments can draw a soul towards certain realms, while acceptance or clarity can bring it to others. This is why Jake rises with ease in Together Again. The way he lived left him with very little to untangle. Nothing holds him down, and his movement upward fits the person he has become.
Yay!
Finn faces the opposite situation. He still carries the need to fix what he could not resolve in life, and that gives his soul a heaviness he has to work through. The resistance he meets is not punishment. It simply shows that he has more to work through before he can continue. Progress through the dead worlds happens slowly, because it depends on readiness of the soul. Growth in our own lives often works the same way. We move forward when we are prepared to face the parts of ourselves we avoided, not when someone tells us it is time. Each realm in the dead worlds reveals what a soul is still holding on to and what it has already let go of. Only when enough of that weight has lifted can a soul move beyond death and toward the place where a new beginning can form. And when a soul rises far enough, it reaches the realm where that next beginning waits.
This dead world's like a grandma calendar.
When a soul reaches the higher dead worlds, the environment begins to change. They seem to have a freedom to choose how they experience their level in the dead worlds, and they also retain memories of their past life. Jake's parents chose to live in their old house, and they recognized Finn immediately,
It's good to see you again, you big crybaby.
and so did Jake.
Jake! Jake!
But of course, not without joking that he didn't remember.
Do I know you?
Yes, you know me!
Right. I'm just messing with you, Fern.
Are you still messing with me?
That gave us a heart attack at first. But yeah, glad to see Jake hasn't changed. Beyond these realms is the domain of life. Her world does not function as a reward or a sentence. It feels more like the beginning of things. An underwater garden stretches around her, with clay resting in the water and new bodies shaped with deliberate care. Life does not call souls to her. They arrive only when they have moved as far as they can through the dead worlds. If a soul still holds confusion or attachment, it stays below. If it has released enough of what held it back, it continues on its own, given a chance to a choice of reincarnation. In this place, the past is not erased. It simply shifts into something softer and less defined, the way a memory turns into a habit rather than a story. Life forms the new body, but the soul enters it with whatever momentum it still carries, including the parts of itself that remain unresolved. It is a reminder that new beginnings rarely start from a blank slate. We always bring pieces of our earlier selves into the next stage, even when we think we have left them behind. Rebirth in Adventure Time is not a reset. It is the next stage in a longer progression. A soul does not choose the form it returns in. Stepping back into the living world raises a different question altogether. What does a soul carry forward when it returns to Ooh?
Whoa. Oh, geez, I'm really doing this?
Adventure Time shows that reincarnation carries parts of a soul forward into its next life, even when the form is new.
Oh, that's what I get for hoping.
These remnants are not memories in the literal sense. They come through as tendencies, instincts, and emotional patterns that have not fully resolved. Shoko's spirit lingers near the place she died, even as her soul continues on. Jake's previous self as a tiger still carries the gentle, curious nature that defines him, and as a companion to Shoko. Finn experiences dreams and impressions that resemble the desires and lessons of his earlier selves. Across the series, the pattern stays consistent. A soul returns when it is ready to continue, and the shape of that new life reflects whatever still pulls at it.
Hey, Beth, I was a prisoner in my own head.
Reincarnation is not framed as reward or punishment. It is simply the next part of a path that has not reached its end. This logic applies even to cosmic beings.
Why?
The Lich arrives through the green catalyst comet,
Behold! See how it rides?
with the same destructive intent that follows him across ages. Finn arrives through a different comet, with an intention that influences every version of him as well. Both carry something forward that existed long before their current forms. Reincarnation in Ooh is a continuation of the soul's remaining momentum. A soul returns when it is ready, and it enters whichever life aligns with what it still needs to face. The rules are never fully explained, but every step Finn takes reinforces the sense that this is how things have always worked. Once Finn and Jake stop the collapse of the dead worlds and everything settles again, the structure seems ready to send them in different directions. Finn has already chosen to reincarnate. Jake has reached a realm where nothing more is left for him to resolve. There is no pressure on him to return to life, no unfinished lesson waiting in the living world. By every indication, this should be where their paths divide. Instead, Jake turns away from the paradise he has earned. He chooses to leave for the sake of another journey with the person he cares about most. He chooses Finn.
Jake? What are you doing? I just had my donkey epiphany.
I know. I'm just coming back for fun. Because it's great being alive with you.
good reason.
This moment moves us so strongly because it does not come from destiny or cosmic approval. It comes from Jake's own choice of what matters to him. Nothing in the system asks him to make this decision.
No, wait. I'm not your mom.
His decision is a clear expression of free will. Seen alongside everything we now understand about the afterlife, the moment becomes clear. That is why the scene feels so powerful. Even inside a structure created long before the characters were born, a soul can still act on its own reasons, out of its own free will. Time does not leave this idea standing on its own. It offers another example, one that takes place between life and death themselves.
Deal.
Life and death are presented as opposite forces in Adventure Time. One brings form into the world, and the other guides it when life ends.
De nada.
Together, they keep the cycle moving, and neither questions the role the universe gave them. Their son does not share that certainty. Let's call their son Andy. 'Cause N-D? Get it?
Shut up!
Anyway, Andy represents free will more clearly than anyone else in the afterlife. Growing up between life and death, he inherits no purpose and no clear direction. Many of us know what it feels like to sit between expectations, unsure of where we belong. That uncertainty shapes him long before he ever gains any real power. In his lack of maturity, he's represented as an antsy teenager.
Maybe scrape stupid shapes in your stupid sand!
Nothing in the system tells Andy who he is supposed to be. The confusion stays with him, and over time it becomes frustration. He eventually convinces himself that the only way to understand who he is meant to be is to reject the structure he was born into. His decision to kill his father is unsettling, not because death resists, but because he accepts it. Death embraces him while it happens, and that acceptance makes the moment more painful. Even death welcomes his own death when it comes knocking on his door. When death is finally gone, his form settles into a tree. It is simple and almost peaceful, which feels fitting for a being like death, that his death was life itself. Looking back, you'll realize the Lich is the friend that gave a hand, pun intended, in pushing Andy to kill death. It uses that connection to feed Andy's confusion and resentment, and steers Andy's free will in a destructive direction. After taking Death's mantle, Andy forgoes the responsibilities of Death. With the Lich now in full control of Andy because of his own lack of purpose and weakness, he destroys the levels one at a time, reducing each realm to debris. And with the possibility of life and reincarnation now threatened, Finn and Jake work together to restore balance. In their battle, Andy is killed by a snake bite from his mother's staff.
Mom?
And Mr. Fox takes on the mantle of death, and the dead worlds are restored, with an upgrade of possibly being a more comfortable place. Andy acted from a place the afterlife could not predict. His destructive choices come from identity crisis, confusion, and the desire to define himself, even if that means erasing the system life and death protected. Jake's choice earlier showed how free will can strengthen a bond. Andy showed how the same force can destabilize everything around it. Both reveal the same truth. Between life and death, there is room for choice, and that choice carries enough power to shift the entire system for better or for worse. When we step back and look at how the afterlife works in Adventure Time, it becomes clear how much of it is already in place in the world of Ooh. Death guides what comes after. Life facilitates reincarnation for whatever remains unfinished. It is a structure that existed long before Finn, Jake, or anyone else we follow. Perhaps designed by malice, as I've theorized in my previous videos. But even in a system that old, Adventure Time keeps pointing to something more. And this brings us back to the questions we began with. What happens to us after we die? And what determines where we go next? The show suggests that part of the answer lies in the choices we make along the way. It's not trying to give us a simple answer about right or wrong choices. It shows that choices have weight. They shape relationships. They influence what comes next. They change the stories our souls continue. And maybe that is the part meant for us. I cannot say for certain what waits for us after this life or where our stories lead. But watching Finn reunite with Jake offers something more important than the answer to that. It is not just a story about what comes after. It is a story about hope. Hope that the people we love might meet us again someday. Hope that we can choose each other more than once. Hope that love does not end simply because a lifetime does. And I'll leave you with that for today. See you in the next one.